light can mean so many things, I'm not just talking about lights in terms of brightness in our room, but light can also mean knowledge from deception, truth, revelation, you know, and life. But when you look at, because in order for you to to do things in the physical world, you know, not just in business where you need energy for production, but you also need light, for personal productivity. When you have light, you're able to see things, and you're able to be able to navigate things. You're able to do things. You cannot function in darkness. You cannot move in darkness. You cannot navigate in darkness. You cannot move to the next step in darkness. You cannot move around in darkness. When you live in darkness, you are in one place. And when you try to move, if you're not careful, you're going to hurt yourself. And when you are in darkness, you don't even know where you're going. You don't have no sense of direction at all. You're just blindly going to an unknown destination. But when you have light, you can see your way. You know exactly where you're heading. And you're focused as well. And you're able to do things. I believe that light produces life. Light produces life. Because light can also mean insight, revelation from blindness of not knowing, of ignorance. Because when your eyes are open to see, when your eyes are enlightened, when your mind is enlightened, when your heart is enlightened, it's opened. There's brightness. Because when you have light, it exposes things. For instance, like I live with roaches. When I will never turn off the light when there's so many roaches around. Because when you turn off the light, wow, that's when you see roaches manifesting. That's when they can do their stuff. Because they will operate because they don't see any human being. Roaches like to come together in darkness. They like to come in numbers in darkness. But when the light is on, you see them scattered. They don't like to live in the light. They run away and they're afraid to live in the light. So for me, I don't want to be seeing them, so I turn on the light all the time. So when you see, the enemy does not want us to come to the light. It does not want us to see the truthfulness of his deception. It does not want us to see the truthfulness against sin. So that's why he wants us to live in darkness, so that our lives will not become better. Because when you know the truth will set you free. Free to live that life and that life abundantly that God has for you. So, light produces life. And as a result, Jesus made these two claims, that he is the light of man and he is the fountain of life. He is the bread of life. So Jesus is the light of the world and he is the life of man. So he came to expose the darkness hidden. He came for everyone to see him clearly, to understand God. He came to reveal God in our minds. He came to enlighten, to open our hearts to receive God and to receive the truth that will set us free. He is a light that will guide us, direct us. He is the light that will make us to see life clearly, to see sin for what it is, to see ourselves for who we are, and to see the devil for who he is. And as a matter of fact, and as we live in the light of Christ, then you and I will begin to enjoy the life of Christ. Because light produces life. And you and I, we need light. We need to see God. We need to see ourselves, and we need to see the world the way it is. And we need to see the devil. We are blinded. We're blinded with deception from the evil one. We're blinded with all lies in our society. And we're also blinded from within ourselves. So that's why we need the light to reveal things, the errors in our lives. And we also need the light to reveal the truth to us. So the light exposes the lies, and the light reveals the truth. So when the lies in your life are exposed, and then the truth will come into your life, and you will begin to believe the truth. And as a result of believing the truth, you will eventually be free. And when you are free, you'll be able to live that life, and that life abundantly that Jesus Christ intended for you and I. So that's why we need to allow the light, which is the Word of God, to expose the lies of the evil one and to reveal the truth of God, so that we can have a relationship with Him.